Hello, and welcome back to the What We Said podcast, everybody. If you're watching on YouTube, I did get my balloons eventually. Happy birthday to me. This feels more right, though. Like, it would have felt weird to have balloons last week, even though we were talking about me so much. But it's actually the week of my birthday now.
Yes, it's just a couple days away. Mm-hmm. This is your birthday, your anniversary celebration. You got a celebratory week this week, which I guess you always do every year.
Yeah,
because the anniversary date is not changing and neither is the birthday. So this is an eventful week for you.
Yeah, and now I added Elwoods onto it like a week before. So.
Yeah. April, I will say I know a lot of people that are Aries. First of all,
birthdays.
I'm attracted to Aries, I think, because I know it just like creeps up on me every single time. And then it's so many April birthdays in a row. Yeah. And I love my Aries kings and queens.
I know. It is actually crazy. I was wondering if that was something I was noticing because I am born around this time, but I'm like, so everyone's having a birthday? Everyone's posting, this person's birthday, this person's birthday. I'm not special.
No, a lot of people I know, but not all of them are turning 30.
That's very true.
We have to think of just you. You're the only one.
Just little old me.
As it's getting closer, are you having any more revelations? Of leaving your 20s behind.
I did have a little bit of vulnerability hangover after last episode, as to be expected. You know?
Of course.
But
I had it and I said 10 words.
Yeah.
For me.
You had it for me.
No. I had it for me too, because of course I cried and I never like crying on the podcast. Yeah. But it is what it is.
Yeah, it is. It's gone. It was a moment and now it's gone. The thing that is vulnerability hangover about it is that it lasts forever. Like, I could go listen to that right now
and be like,
and see me fully feeling all the feels, you know?
Yeah. Well, it's like a moment in time.
Captured.
And then you could even the next day not feel as emotional as you were in that moment. Exactly. And so then it's kind of like, that is what vulnerability hangover. That's why you have the hangover effect, because you're like, wait, I don't feel like that anymore.
Exactly.
Not that you don't feel like that. Like that wasn't real.
I don't relate to that. Anything I said.
No, it's like still true to you, but sometimes if you're feeling overly emotional in the moment, but it's good to show emotions, and that's what we're trying to take with us.
People said very nice things about it, so it's always, I'm like, then I get reassured and I'm fine. But then when people are like, I relate, it's like, okay.
It's worth it.
At least I'm not alone.
Yeah.
In it, so. Not that I thought I was alone, but.
Yeah.
You know.
Just gets into more vulnerability right now. Well, happy
I've always
birthday.
Thought I've been alone. No, I have not thought that.
Happy birthday week.
Thank you.
Hope you're having a splendid week. And
first.
I'm excited for your little birthday trip.
Same.
That we're leaving on tomorrow.
I am very excited. I've been, I want to talk about it more once we get back from it. Yeah. Just to make sure, I just want to make sure everything goes swell. So I am excited for it though.
Now, what are these nerves? Because I'm going to hold my tongue.
What?
No, because I want to save, if you want to talk about it next week, I don't want to give away stuff we're doing, if that's part of.
Oh, no, you can say what we're doing.
Okay, well.
I'm just saying my hopes for how fun it's going to be,
Okay.
I'm just saying what if it rains, I'm just a superstitious person now.
Okay. I also am a superstitious person. As of 2 weeks ago, when I said something to Leif, I prefaced the conversation. I'm going to not say what we were talking about for privacy reasons. It's nothing serious at all. There's literally no reason to not say it. But I was like, do you believe in jinxing? And he was like, no. And I was like, okay, me neither. And so then I said something. And then it happened that night. Yeah. So we were like, okay, so we're never speaking these things out loud again. Mm-hmm. It wasn't something horrible, but it was just like, oh, wow, okay.
Yeah,
so
I never
we jinx.
Yeah,
we jinx ourselves.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna be like, it's gonna be amazing. Yeah. I'm open to whatever the trip is. I have high hopes. I'm manifesting a great time. I'm manifesting perfect weather and amazing things and vibes. But
yeah. Well, then you know what? Speaking of all that, I'm not even gonna say my piece, my little blurb, because
what was your piece?
No, I was just we're gonna be horseback riding.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not wanting any type of sketchy, we'll hope it goes well. What do you mean?
Hopefully no one gets bucked by their horse.
Literally, knock on that wood. My biggest fear.
I wasn't thinking about that. I was thinking weather, making sure we get there. Just overall.
Yeah.
Making sure everything goes smoothly. So
no, I'm excited. I think that it's bound to be fun. No matter what happens, it'll just be a chill, relaxing weekend, and I'm excited to celebrate you. And I think it's very you. The whole weekend will, as it should be, will be very It just makes
Thank
sense.
you. For once.
It's aligned.
Things are about me.
It's aligned.
Literally everything's always about me. It's like when I was little, I used to make Abby brush my teeth on my birthday. And like, really, I was so like attention obsessed already as a child and like always had the attention on me, be forced by me. Not like, oh, everyone wanted to give me attention. But then on my birthday, it was like, finally, a day about me. It's like,
making
honey,
her brush your teeth is the
I just kind of wanted to see if she would do it.
craziest
and she did
thing
it.
I've ever
That
heard.
is such a little sister loyalty. Like she just did it. She's like, okay, fine.
That is hilarious.
So
You've
funny.
told me that and it never fails to shock me. Like,
It only happened once,
Abby,
but
stand up. You get a backbone. Don't brush her teeth for her.
She was
You
probably
should
in
recreate
second
that
grade.
this weekend.
I'm going to
You
wake
should
up
make-
and be like, Abby,
Yeah.
brush my teeth. So funny. Just me taking absolute advantage. Like,
That
it's
is
my birthday. You got to do what I
hilarious.
say.
What a
So,
sweetie.
I know. That is just, it's really just little sibling blindly following you, blind loyalty.
Yeah.
Because I would never do that for my younger sibling. I'd be like, no, that's not what your birthday means.
True. It is like very much an older sibling thing to be able to get them
It's
to
a
do
power.
things like
I
that.
did take advantage
It's a
of the power
dynamic.
dynamic. Yeah, for sure.
100%.
Well, how was your vacay?
My vacay was great. We just got home from Mexico. It was so fun. It was our first family vacation, if you will. First time like staying at a hotel, going out of the country. Benny went international. She's an international gal.
Yeah, the passport picture was so
is so sweet. And she did great. We were just talking about how, like, well, number one, she's in her busy era. Like, she's very busy. And she just likes to be down. She likes to be, crawling around, grabbing stuff. And so for that reason, on both the flight there and back, like people would be like, she did so good. Oh, and me and Leif are like, yeah, running ragged, just like our eyes bleeding. Because it's like, for everyone else, it was a fine experience. But for us, it's just like,
You're at the cost of our sanity.
Stop movement. That's what it is. Nonstop movement. She didn't do anything bad. It's just like, she's so busy that gone are the days of the, I almost said brown noise.
Headphones.
What is that called? Noise canceling headphones,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Kindle.
No.
Like
See ya.
the plane used to be one of my favorite places to relax. To like veg out. Truly, I would just be like, this is my time. I'm disconnected. Let me pull up my Kindle. Let me get a snack. Like I would pack.
Let me scheme on my
snacks.
iPad.
Let me scheme. Oh, honey, there's no scheme. There's no scheming happening.
It's survival.
You're just, with a baby this age, you're just trying to make sure everything is going okay.
You're making sure that people around you can continue their activities
Exactly.
without disturbance.
Exactly. And everyone was so nice. And again, she did great. She just wanted, luckily, the way back, we had a full row to ourselves. And I think
that's
we
nice.
genuinely might have been like the only people. Like we just got super lucky. So that was so nice because she could kind of like, we could kind of pass her back and forth. And it wasn't
Yeah.
like we were like crammed in a little corner and trying not to disturb someone else. So that was nice.
That's kind of the worst when because you're obviously next to another stranger.
Right.
So you don't want to be like elbowing them constantly when
Yeah.
they're going back and forth, them kicking them.
I know. And I was understanding, like, when a just snot-nosed kid, a little ankle biter, will be like grabbing your seat and rocking it, and you're like, get your kid. Like, you are so annoying.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I understand how it's like so hard to keep them just tamed. Like, and, heaven
boy.
forbid, she's
Yeah.
like older and like bigger, and we can't, because right now she's just small enough to where it's like, she
kick's
can't
not gonna
do
bother.
anything to actually, like, we can contain her completely. So she's not disturbing anyone, but like she would have the urge. Like this lady put her hair over the seat and she had like curly hair, and Benny just goes to grab it. I didn't let her, but I'm like,
Man.
these things are like hazards
that's
now.
diabolical.
No, that's actually diabolical. Now that I'm thinking about it,
crazier than putting the seat back in
that's
at
weird.
all.
That's actually weird and crazy.
Putting your hair over the seat?
And it was like long too. No, actually, now that you
That's
say that, I didn't clock it in the moment because I was
kinda-
in survival mode, but that was a lot. It wasn't the whole flight. It just sat there for a
You
second.
just take her hair.
No, I literally pull it. She's like,
She gets her hair back. It's like French braided for her. That's crazy. I would not try. Like, what?
I know. And now
No
that you say that, because if I
self-awareness.
had like food or like a drink right there and it's like your hair is
Dipping in it? She's like, yeah,
that's kinda weird.
Disgusting.
No, but truly, like, it was a good experience overall. It made us feel, it was, we were happy to do it. We're like,
Yeah.
okay, that was so worth it. Great, fun, so fun to like just take Benny in the pool. And, you know, she loved it. She was thriving, living her best life. So it was really, really fun. We were at dinner one of the nights. So we stayed at the Four Seasons, Punta Mita, which Leif and I both agreed it was like our favorite place in Mexico that we've ever been.
Really?
It was so beautiful. The weather was perfect. I mean, we really liked it. And also the specific place we stayed was so baby friendly, like super accommodating. That was literally the point of the trip, is because they have this like kind of, I don't know if you'd consider it, not a program, but like they just have all these things for kids, like a crib, whatever, soap to wash bottles, like, you know, just stuff that normal hotels,
That's
like
so nice.
they would not have that. And so anyway, I was posting about it, and like so many moms were in my DMs like, this is actually game changing. Like, hotels are never accommodating in that way. And one comment was like, no wonder that baby was so excited to go to the Four Seasons Orlando.
Yeah. No, I thought the same exact thing. Who wants to go to Four Seasons Orlando? They're like, me, I get my own bed, bitch.
Yeah. So
That's
anyway,
so
it really was. It was everything that we dreamed of and more. But one night we were at dinner, and first of all, do people call Elwood like a boy or a girl? Like, do they randomly look like, oh, she's cute, or do they not really say that?
Yeah.
They do.
They
Okay.
think that he's a girl all the time.
So I was trying to figure out if it's just like a universal thing, because obviously there's
You mean
two
like
options. They assume gender, like, of your baby, and kind of depending on, I think, the outfit they're wearing or whatever. Obviously, if Benny has a headband or a bow type thing in her hair on her head, or if she's wearing pink and floral, then they're like, she's so cute, whatever.
Yeah.
But then if she's wearing something gender neutral, she doesn't have anything on her head. So we were at dinner one night, and she was in this like blue striped, like, me and Leif were like, she fully actually looks like a boy. Like, we have to actually admit, because the outfit is just, it's blue striped. And then she didn't have on like any sort of headband or hat or anything. So everyone was assumed, they'd be like, oh, he's so cute or whatever. And we just like went with it.
Yeah.
So our waiter was like, saying something like, oh, how old is he? And we just like went with
for
it.
the little lad?
No, literally. Chelsey, going further and further. And we had no choice but just to go with it, because
no.
we didn't initially say like, oh, she's a girl. Because sometimes
You didn't think it would come up again.
yes. Oh, literally. How old is he? He's so handsome. And I'm like, thanks. And then he's like, I can't be friends with him because I have a daughter. Like, and fully, Leif and I were like, we have to go in our brain and be like, she's a boy now, because we are so, otherwise this conversation is not genuine. Literally just being like, what's his name? Luckily,
like, the boy dad life.
literally me trying to like,
I
rewire my brain
to be a boy mom. He's my little boyfriend. Just like going into it,
leaning as far in as possible. And luckily her name's Benny.
Yeah.
So that, you know, so anyway, he left.
I'm laughing so hard at like the progression, and he's assuming he's still a boy, and you're just like, yeah, his name is Benny.
You know, literally, I actually lost my mind when I had to say his. I'm like, he's so much fun. I'm like, not me misgendering my own child.
And he's listening. He's like, oh.
No, literally. So he leaves. The waiter leaves. Yeah. And me and Leif were like, well, we have to just lean into it. Like, he is a boy now. Like, we have to lean in. So, because we're like, it's too late. Like,
yeah.
There were multiple things, and I don't know why I didn't correct him the first time, but because normally I would. If they're like, oh, how old is he? I'll be like, oh, she's a girl. Like, she's whatever. They're like, oh, cute. And anyway, it's not that big of a deal.
When they say he or she is so cute, it's like,
it's just like a quick,
you know, you're not going to be like, it doesn't really give you an opportunity to correct them. Yeah.
So it felt too late. Then, so there's a family next to us, and they're like overhearing our conversation with them. She said, and then she like turns out, they're like, he is so cute. Like, what's his name? And I'm like, oh, thank you. And so Leif and I are just like, again, going with it. I'm like, whatever. Because we can't now tell them, oh, she's a girl. And then I was feeling actual panic, because I'm like, if I tell her, oh, she's a girl, and then he comes back while we're talking, and then I'm referring to Benny as she now, he's going to be like, huh? So I just had to go with it. And
this is like a That's So Raven episode where you're just like, just tell the truth.
No, literally. So and it's like a fellow mom who's like super cute, has 2 kids of her own. And she's like, oh, he's so
precious.
Like,
our friendship's built on a lie.
Literally. how old is he? We're talking, whatever. What's his name? I'm like, Benny. She's like, oh, is it short for Benjamin? I go, no, just Benny. She's like, that is so cute. And then she tells me her daughter's name is Dylan. And I'm like, was telling Leif afterwards, I'm like, this pissed me off because she would appreciate Benny's name.
Yes.
Because obviously she named her daughter Dylan.
Yes.
So she would actually think it's so cute that she's a girl named Benny.
100%.
And I was, anyway, going further and further, talking. She's like, wait until he gets older. Like, Four Seasons is so accommodating for kids. Like, what's his whatever? And I'm like, fully just in it at this point. So we were like dying laughing about it. We're like, okay, goodbye. And then I had an actual panic attack because I'm like, oh, great. We see them tomorrow at the pool and she's in a tutu. She's in a floral sun hat. Help. Like, what have we done?
The waiter comes out to get you drinks. He's like,
so we went to breakfast at the
you
same.
go buy him a boy. Him. You go buy her boy trunks. Like,
Chelsey, you think I'm kidding? The lie had to keep growing because we went to breakfast the next morning at the same restaurant. There's like a few restaurants. We went back to the same one. And Benny was in like this swan outfit. Like, it's like more girly, but it is still kind of neutral. And anyway, but it does have like light pink swans on it. And I'm like, it's kind of giving girl. So we walk into the restaurant, same waiter.
Oh no.
I literally turn around. I go, Leif, same waiter. Like, we're gonna have to basically like
round two.
He ended up not being our waiter. Like, he was just around and he was like saying hi. So it didn't affect us.
He's telling all the other waiters, like, look at this little boy.
No, literally. And I'm like, obviously, when whatever, all babies are just
that's hilarious.
It was killing me.
Because at that age, there's really no telling. People always think Elwood is a girl. They'll be like, oh, that is such a beautiful little girl. And I'm like, oh, it's a boy, thanks. But everyone thinks that, whatever. And one time a little kid came up to him and was like, is that a boy or a girl? And I was like, it's a boy. And he's like, I knew it. And his mom was standing behind him. She's like, we thought he was a girl. The boys were like, no, for sure it's a boy. Like, you just can't tell.
No, you really can't
unless
tell.
they are wearing like a bow or something where it's like, I'm a girl.
It becomes very obvious to me. Like, if Benny is wearing a girly outfit and she has like a bow on, I'm like, okay, she's so clearly a girl, obviously. But Leif and I, it was funny because we were saying, we're like, in this outfit, we can completely understand like why people are saying he. It's literally a blue outfit and she has nothing, like no sign of being a girl. Yes. So it was so funny. But anyway, the lie just grew and grew. And that was like on our second to last day that it happened. So the next day we were flying out. So we did like, we were around the resort, but I was like, so help me if we run into that family. And she's literally wearing this outfit.
They want to exchange numbers and like,
because we were kind of like talking to them for a while.
Every summer. Yes, we did. She's a boy.
No, literally.
We're like so confused. That's the secret. It's like she's the man.
No, literally. Oh, just head to toe covered at the pool. I'm like, I could not.
So funny.
Anyway, the trip was great. It was super fun. It was like so sunny. The weather was perfect. And it was a great first little dip in our toes into traveling. We were both agreeing. We're like, it's the going and coming that's the like treacherous part. And then once you're there, you're like, this is so worth it. It's so fun and awesome. I mean, if you're having a good time and everything's going smoothly. And then again, you come home and it's like, okay, the traveling back.
I truly think that probably is the make or break that they're kid friendly and that they have so many accommodations, because when they don't, it takes away so much of your relaxing time.
True.
On like tropical vacations like that, because you're just like, okay, where are the bottles? Like, I need to go to the store and buy soap. Okay, that's literally now an hour trip that I have to go do. There's just so many little things that you have to worry about if there's not already things there. So that is amazing.
It really is.
I will be going there immediately.
Yeah, no, it actually is. And that's what the girl was telling me that I lied to. I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm sorry that our friendship is built on a lie. But she was saying, she's like, 4 Seasons, we went on our first trip, like our first family trip when our daughter was 9 months. And we've been and the daughter's like 5 now. She's like, we only like come here because it's so accommodating for kids. And it just like, we had such a good experience. I think like I think all 4 Seasons, I don't know if they all have that exact, like it's called Babies for All Seasons. I don't know if that's every one of them, but she was just saying in general, like 4 Seasons, they just try and stay at one when they go somewhere because they're all just like really nice.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway,
fun.
It was so fun. Did you have any life updates for the class?
Oh, I've been in hell. That's all. I have been literally battling you guys. What they call a stomach bug, I think, is incorrect. Like that term, like when I've been telling people, we got a stomach bug. Me and the boys, or me and Case got a stomach bug. Elwood and Nick have been, is it scot-free? Scot-free?
I think it's
scot-free. Now that we did that episode, I can't remember which one was right almost.
Same.
Because we read both of them. Anyways.
The one that I always remember is champing at the bit.
Yeah, I can't forget that.
I'll never forget that.
They've been unaffected. Me and Case have been throwing up with the worst stomach flu. I don't know what the hell this thing is, this virus from below. But people are like, oh, you get the stomach bug. It's just, you guys have been dealing with the stomach bug.
No, stomach bug is sounding a little too like floofy.
That sounds cute.
Yeah.
Like this is literally a stomach dementor. Like this is trying to claw its way out of my stomach. I'm dry heaving. I'm literally like throwing up every 30 minutes. Case is up all night, throwing up. Like days where it's just like, I can't
miserable.
think. I can't do anything else. We are like down and out. Down bad. So that's where I was all weekend while you were lounging by the pool. I was lounging by the toilet.
Miserable.
Yeah, it was miserable.
I feel like with a kid is next level.
Oh.
Obviously, I've never experienced that. And I'm just like, I cannot imagine
I'd be like holding a bowl for Case because he was throwing up so often we can't even make it to the toilet every time. So I'm holding a bowl for him while I have to throw up. So as soon as he's done, I go rinse out the bowl, take my throw up, and then clean it and bring it back. Like, we're just trying to literally survive in the night and not try and get Elwood and Nick sick because we're like, okay, well, we'll just quarantine here.
Yeah.
You guys.
Yeah, I shouldn't have used the word that I was in survival mode on that flight because that is true survival. I didn't have the right to use that phrase.
No, it was it's been so I can't even. It really just, we were talking about this before we started recording the podcast, but it really reminded me of being pregnant. Like the nausea. This was worse than being pregnant because it was so like aggressive and so short term. I never was throwing up every 30 minutes when I was pregnant. Like
right.
Not for 12 hours straight, just throwing up.
It's like more violent.
More violent and like literally more retching of a feeling like in your stomach.
Oh, that's
But the nausea,
miserable.
Like the nausea after and before that I was kind of feeling where I'm just like woozy and like things were not tasting good. And I didn't want certain foods. I'm just like pasta sound disgusting. I'm like, this life. This life has been forgotten in my brain. And I
shiver.
Like, good.
Even
Thank you for
that.
sending that to me. Like, God, because now I remember and it's giving me pause.
Yeah, it's giving you clarity.
Me great pause.
Yeah.
Because that is a lot to sign up for. Like, oh, wow.
Yeah. Well,
so
are you guys feeling better now?
Yeah, we're feeling better now. Mostly out of the woods. But it kind of rocked our week, honestly. I feel like it just...
Yeah, as it does.
I had so much planned and... Nothing just takes you out. Also, it's just sad to see your kids sick. So,
not on the birthday week.
Yeah.
Not on the birthday week.
And today that we're recording this is Nick and I's anniversary, our 9-year anniversary. Happy anniversary, Nick. Love you. Which we've been talking for a long time, but we're doing this episode today. Kind of, anniversaries, bad bridesmaid stories. They kind of relate, wedding related, but we're having to postpone the activities, the
anniversary activities.
Yes, our date. We had something reserved for tonight, and we're just like, we can't.
Yeah,
we're still just trying to make it to the birthday trip in general. So that's why I'm knocking on wood. I'm just like, okay,
yeah,
let's just pray things are going smoothly. So
there's never a good time for your family to get sick or for you to get sick, but it's especially the worst when you have like a holiday or a birthday or something like right around the corner, an event, a trip that you're just like, please no, please. Yeah. It sucks. Yeah. I'm sorry I've been dealing with that. And I am not jealous in the slightest. I am so not looking forward to that inevitably happening because I know that just happens. Your kid gets sick, you get sick, and oh my gosh, hopefully that was your one of the year or of the next
of
few
5 years. Yeah.
Because I feel like that doesn't happen super often, but when it does, it rocks your world. But then it's like, okay, now I got I got a little bit until that's going to happen again.
I feel like I haven't had the stomach flu in so long, like years. I mean, I've been pregnant. That was the last thing it reminded me of. But it was genuinely when I was throwing up at one point and there was nothing coming out. And I'm just like, this is a new low. Like, I'm not brushing my teeth tonight. Like, I'm just literally rotting in my own filth. Like, I want to shower so bad, but I know I'm going to just throw up in 2 seconds. Like, I'm just, well, actually, I heard you're not supposed to brush your teeth right after you throw up. So that's good anyways. But
Really? Why?
because it's really acidic. So I think if you brush, it like brushes it's like you're not supposed to brush right after eating lemons.
Interesting.
Not that everyone eats lemons, but
Yeah. just gnawing down.
I do. So.
What was I just going to say?
You have to wait a bit.
I lost my train of thought. But yeah, that sounds absolutely awful. I'm happy it's over.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what I was going to say. So
that's all. That's the only update I had, truly.
Oh, I think that I was going to mention maybe that we're both reading the book, The Four Winds.
Oh, thank you for bringing that up, actually.
We're finally on the same book cycle.
Yes.
Where we were ready to start a new book. I was like, oh, I think I had mentioned something like, oh, I'm going to download one. You're like, wait, I'm about to read this book. And I was like, okay, I'll download that one then.
Yeah.
So we're reading The Four Winds by Kristen Hanna. We're like similar places. I think you're a little further along than I am in it, but I'm depressed.
Yeah.
Thanks for the recommendation, everyone. Literally, someone messaged me. Chelsey and I were texting about it, and I was like, so far I'm depressed. And she's like, yeah, same, whatever. And then someone messaged me. They're like, by far the most miserable book I've ever read. I'm like, cool.
I had seen that, like, it's really sad and heavy, but like get to the end, just like,
yeah.
Which I had kind of figured, like, a lot of her books are very heavy and sad.
Yeah.
This is like a new low for you're reading
Spoiler
it just like
alert,
there are
spoiler alert. Not one good thing has happened.
Yeah.
So far, there's not been one redeeming thing that has happened in this book. I'm saying, like, the plot, her life is horrible.
Started out horribly. Usually it's like, okay, not another spoiler book for the other ones, but usually it starts out decent, and then they go through a journey of some kind, and who knows, they end up happier, sadder, better off, like, but there's usually some high points. Not a single high point yet.
No, we're going strictly downhill.
We started low.
Yeah.
We thought we couldn't go lower. We're just getting broken down, like the Dust Bowl, the Great Depression.
But I will say, I kind of knew what you were getting at when I was telling you, like, oh, you were saying, no, it's really good. It's sad, but it's good. Yeah. And I'm like, no, I get what you're saying now, because her writing really is amazing. And like, I want to read it at night. Yeah, so that's how I know it's a good book. Like, even though it's depressing, her writing is amazing. I've found myself like highlighting a few things, which I never do in fiction novels. Like, I only highlight stuff in self-help books or memoirs, which I never reference, by the way. I don't even know why I highlight it, because I never reference it. But just things that I like, that I'm like, oh, I love that, idea or that concept or that phrase. And I've literally highlighted parts of this book, like just the way that she's worded stuff. I'm like, oh, wow, that's like really, really good writing. Yeah. I like it a lot.
Very profound.
Enjoying it. But it's also like easy to read. It's not like it's so, I don't know. It's not too wordy or crazy where you're like, okay, I can't even understand what's going on, because it's like so, Yeah. I feel like there are words I'll look up. I'm like, I don't know what that word is. But it's well written without being like, I don't know the word, like too just out of reach.
Yes, for sure. No, I
feels like approachable. I like her already, Kristen Hanna. Yeah, I'm down to go down the rabbit hole, is what I'm trying to say.
I agree. I think her writing is so good, and it's good in reading the sadness is good in the way that when I was unwell and I couldn't watch any shows at first, I'm like, okay, I am so nauseous. Like, what can I do to pass the time to like just get through this? But I can't really look at anything. I can't look at my phone. I can't look at the TV. Like, nothing is, and I can't sleep yet. So I was like, okay, I'll just read a little bit. And as I'm reading, I'm like, who am I to complain? Like,
seriously.
Imagine me feeling like this and I'm in the freaking back of a truck in the 1920s or 1930s.
I know. It's
buried in dust in Oklahoma.
Like, I know. It actually is very humbling to read it, and you're just like,
she just writes about a single tough women. And that is what's so good about her books. It's just all about tough women who get through crazy world events and just like how they get through it and their stories. And it's so beautiful and it's so inspiring every time.
Maybe very inspiring. Maybe that's why I was feeling so productive today, honestly. Because I woke up early. I was going to say, waking up early really has its benefits.
Yeah. And then they have so much done. Day. Yeah.
I mean, this is unrelated to the book, but I'm literally thinking now, I'm like, oh, I had such a productive day. I'm like, maybe it's because I've been reading that book and she gets just so much done and she's so tough that I'm like, okay, get up and go to the gym. Like you're a baby. You don't need to stay in your warm bed when you have and the weather's literally like 75 and I'm like, I'm tired. It's like, get up.
This is a massive spoiler alert for the book, okay?
Well, then don't tell me. I might not.
Well, you know this part.
Oh, okay.
But I'm just going to make a joke. It's like she literally gets up in the morning. There's like dust covering her farm. They haven't seen rain in days. Her husband leaves her. Like she is like caring for her kids. No one loves her. She literally feels like the ugliest person in the world. And then she still gets up the next day at 4 a.m. and like tends the chickens and
I know.
And lifts heavy things and then does all the laundry, pulls things out, cleans everything out until daybreak. Like
I know.
Oh,
our queen Elsa.
Yeah.
Wow.
Love Elsa.
Well, it's a great book so far. I'm excited to keep reading. How far along are you in it now?
I think 56%.
Okay.
As of last night, I think.
I think I'm like 30. So
yeah.
I'll be reading some more tonight. I'm excited to do a little just powwow review with you at some point.
It's so great. I'm so happy.
Me too. We literally haven't read the same book in like
ever
maybe. I was thinking years.
Maybe English class.
Yeah.
In high school.
Wow, that's actually very weird of us.
Yeah, that is weird. Well, I feel like I read very sporadically.
Yeah.
So.
You're in your reading like grind though now? Yeah.
That's my fear if I get TikTok back is I'll be out of my reading grind because that's like when I read the most.
That's a valid fear because if you're not scrolling TikTok, it's much easier to read. Okay, should we get into these?
Yes, I think we shall.
All right, if you are trying to be financially responsible, which we should all be trying to do, especially with prices going up lately on just about everything, being smart with your money is not just a good idea, it's essential at this point. But sometimes managing subscriptions, tracking your spending, cutting costs can feel super overwhelming. Lucky for you, Rocket Money takes the guesswork out of it so you can easily make smart decisions. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. This is so nice. You can see all your subscriptions in one place. You know exactly where your money's going. And for subscriptions you don't want anymore, Rocket Money can help you cancel them, which is so nice to just... I feel like it's a very daunting task sometimes if you have in your head like, okay, I need to make a budget. I need to cut back on this. I need to see what I'm spending money on. And Rocket Money just makes it so easy and simple.
Another really nice feature is you can get alerts if bills increase in price. I've actually had this from Rocket Money. It's so nice. It will tell you if one of your bills goes up in price and then you can catch it. And it also will tell you if there's unusual spending activity or if you're close to going over budget, which is just so nice to have an extra pair of eyes on there, to make sure that you're staying within limit. Rocket Money will even try to negotiate lower bills for you. So they automatically scan your bills to find opportunities to save. Then you can ask them to negotiate for you. So they'll deal with the customer service so that you don't have to, which is absolutely fantastic. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when they use all of the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Download the Rocket Money app and enter our show name, what we said in the survey, so they know that we sent you. Don't wait. Download the Rocket Money app today and tell them you heard them from our show. Go check it out. Mother's Day gifts can really be tricky. You don't want to repeat what you got her last year, the sweaters, the candles, the dreaded bathrobe. You don't want to be predictable. You don't want to be boring. So I have the perfect gift for you to give to your mother, your mother-in-law, your grandma, the mother figure in your life, and that is an Aura frame. So Aura frames are really amazing. They come with unlimited storage. You can share as many photos as you want from your phone to your mom's Aura frame. Okay, so my mom has one. I gave one to my parents and we gave one to Nick's parents for Christmas. They love it. Dare I say, one of their favorite gifts. We're able to upload pictures of the boys, and then all of my siblings, Nick's siblings, upload pictures as well so that they can see all of their grandkids. They can swipe through the pictures. If someone's over at their house, they don't have to find the pictures through their phone. It's on their Aura frame. It's so easy. It's so sweet and sentimental. I will be getting this for my grandma as well for an upcoming holiday. So hopefully she doesn't listen to this podcast because she's going to know.
It was named the best digital photo frame by Wirecutter, and Aura has a great deal for Mother's Day. For a limited time, listeners can save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off plus free shipping on their best-selling Carver matte frame. That is auraframes.com, promo code What We Said. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. This is such a sweet gift. It's perfect for Mother's Day. Your mom will absolutely love it, and it's a great way to stay connected if you don't live super close to. This podcast is brought to you by Squarespace, and we are so happy it is. Squarespace is one of our absolute favorite sponsors of the podcast because we have personally used Squarespace for just about every business venture and website we've ever created, and it is simply the best. Squarespace is the all-in-one website platform for entrepreneurs to stand out and succeed online. Whether you're just starting out or managing a growing brand, Squarespace makes it easy to create a beautiful website, engage with your audience, and sell anything from products to content to time, all in one place, all on your terms. Truly, whatever you're trying to sell on your website, whether you are a photographer or a musician or something and you just want like a landing page and a website to show your work, maybe you're not even selling a specific product, it's good for that. If you are selling any product, I have sold my photo presets on there. Chelsey and I did Balanced Boss. We sold merch on there. You can sell digital, physical products. Chelsey also used it for like health coaching and scheduling appointments and things like that. So you can use it for that as well. They also have such beautiful templates that just make it so easy to create a user-friendly website and you don't have to know all the back-end stuff. They also have something called Design Intelligence from Squarespace. It's combining 2 decades of industry-leading design expertise with cutting-edge AI technology to unlock your strongest creative potential. Design Intelligence empowers anyone to build a beautiful, more personalized website tailored to their unique needs and craft a digital identity to use across one's entire online presence.
Also, if you are selling something on Squarespace payments make it really, really easy to manage your payments in one place. Their onboarding is fast and simple. You can get started with just a few clicks, and then you can give your customers more ways to pay. So they can use popular payment methods like Klarna, ACH, Direct Debit, Apple Pay, Afterpay, and ClearPay UK. So go to squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, squarespace.com/whatwesaid to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Again, that is squarespace.com/whatwesaid to save 10% off. Go check it out.
Okay, we're talking about some bridesmaids. We're talking about some maid-of-honors. We don't know what we're talking about because we haven't read them yet because we're giving you our live reactions.
Because that's what this podcast is. Very authentic, very real.
But we're ready.
Hi, besties, first-time writer, long-time listener. Obsessed with the pod and you both. And oh boy, do I have some tea for you. Buckle up. So I got married last month to my high school sweetheart after 12 years of dating and 1.5 years of being engaged. That's a long time.
Wait, how many years of dating?
12 years of dating. Naturally, after I got engaged, I asked my best friend, who's been our third wheel since day one, to be my maid of honor. We've known each other since 7th grade. She was always there, including when my strict parents needed supervised double dates or family-friendly vacations chaperones. She was a huge part of my life, and I never imagined planning a wedding without her by my side. Now here's where things get messy. In April of last year, about a month after I asked her to be maid of honor, she found out she was unexpectedly pregnant with a guy she'd been dating for about a year. For context, she is someone who hasn't had much change in her life. She went to community college in our hometown, lived with her parents until a year ago, and continues to work at her family business, this being the only job she's ever had. Understandably, she was going through a lot of change and was overwhelmed, and in the span of a week, she booked a shotgun wedding for June 2024. I drove home to see her, and while she was stressed, she told me she definitely still wanted to be my maid of honor and we'd make it work. But deep down, I already had doubts. She had been a maid of honor before and basically hated every second of it. She thought it was just an honorary title and constantly complained about the cost, the group chats, the planning. She even bailed on the bachelorette trip entirely. I brushed it off. She wouldn't do that to me, right? Wrong. While my other bridesmaids were on it, planning the bachelorette, sharing dress inspo, getting excited, she was completely MIA. No replies, radio silence. Meanwhile, I was trying to be understanding because she had a lot going on, a pregnancy, a wedding, new life changes. I tried to support her, but I was also left in the dark about her wedding. No updates, no dress pics. I literally had to beg her to send me a photo of her and her fiance's engagement. Then I found out I wasn't in her wedding at all. Not maid of honor, not a bridesmaid, just a guest at my best friend's wedding. Still, I tried to be chill. She was planning a small wedding. I told myself maybe that's why. But with all the stress and lack of communication, I made the heartbreaking decision to ask if she'd be a bridesmaid instead of maid of honor. My intention wasn't to hurt her. I just wanted to take something off her plate and spare us both the added tension. Her reaction? Nuclear. She said I was the most selfish person in the world, that it's always been about me and my fiance, that I should be grateful I even get to have a real engagement, a bachelorette trip, showers, all things she didn't have. She accused me of stealing the spotlight and making everything about me 2 weeks before her wedding. And then the kicker, she uninvited me from the wedding entirely. She said she only wanted people there who support her and her partner. I was stunned, like absolutely speechless. She ended the call by saying, maybe one day when I'm pregnant, I'll understand. And maybe then we'll work through this, but not now. I sent her a long apology text a couple days later, tried to explain that it was never about stealing her moment. I wanted to relieve some of her stress and I wanted to be there for her and was sorry if I wasn't in the way she needed. She left me on red. And that's how my 13-year relationship with my maid of honor ended. 2 weeks before her wedding, 1 year before mine. Love always, a devastated newlywed.
Ay, ay, ay.
That is so rough and messy, messy, messy.
There is a lot of...
It's a lot to unpack.
Yes, there's a lot to unpack with this one. Okay, let me start with kind of the last thing she said. I don't know. I don't really agree with, I guess, or I guess it just wasn't
the last
maybe
thing
my
she said
experience. What? Just when someone's like, oh, when you're pregnant, you'll get it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think that you can expect people to perfectly understand your situation when they are not like in that situation. I always see these videos of like, oh, you haven't like done A, B, and C for me while I'm pregnant. You won't meet my baby.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, if you've never been pregnant, you literally don't know like what pregnancy is like.
Yeah. How could you?
No, exactly. How could you? And you shouldn't be expected to.
Yeah.
And like, I feel like, I was talking with one of my friends who just had a baby and she was like, oh my gosh, I was such a bad friend to like she's like, now that I'm postpartum, I'm just like, I can't believe I didn't do more for my friends. And I was saying, I'm like, that is just a universal experience. Like once you have a baby, you realize how much just work it is and just like how much of a life shift it is. And then you're like, all I did was bring my friend dinner once. Like that was not enough. Like I should have done more kind of thing. But I don't know. I know that's not exactly the route we're going here, but I just feel like when she's like, I'm pregnant and you don't get it, it's like, that's just the journey you're on. When you're pregnant, that is your journey. And like, you can't expect other people to cater to you perfectly or to understand your situation perfectly, especially if they have not gone through it.
And I don't think you can really throw it at them like, well, you're not pregnant, so you don't understand. It's like, especially in her situation, it's kind of, you just got to take it on you. Like, I'm sorry, I'm pregnant. I really can't deal with this stuff right now.
Yeah.
You know, you can say that like, oh, I'm pregnant. I just feel
like this is my priority
extra sensitive, or I feel extra, tired, or I feel, I don't have enough time to do that. I'm sorry, but it's not like to put on someone else. Like, you don't understand me. You're not pregnant. Like, you'll get it someday. Let me know when you understand. It's like, I can't do that. It's like you're saying they're not pregnant. There's literally no possible way for them to understand.
Yeah.
So that's an impossible thing to like wish for.
And it sounds like she's probably having a lot of...
Oh, she's obviously jealous of you because she said so.
Yeah, she's probably feeling just... I don't even know the word. I'm trying to find another word other than jealous, basically meaning the same thing though. Like she's obviously feeling just a little bit sad about her own situation. Like, well, I wish I could have had that I didn't just get pregnant randomly and now I don't have a bachelorette trip and I just like have to get married super fast. Like she's unhappy in some sense with her own life and situation. And I think that can do very bad things to people. I think when someone's extremely unhappy in their situation, they can just project a lot.
Yeah, 100%.
Which is sad, but I do think that it's a thing that happens where, and I don't know if she's completely unhappy. Like hopefully she loves this guy. I don't know. But given all the context you've said, like, maybe she's just like, oh great. Like this is my life just thrown together and you get to plan everything. And she shouldn't take it out on you, but she is.
Yeah. And I do think, okay, I'm not saying you're in the wrong at all because I don't think you are. But coming from her side, especially because you're feeling sad about this friendship breakup, I do think there is something to like, if you want to keep a friendship, you do have to understand that like, okay, maybe I will look at it from her side really quick. Maybe downgrading her 2 weeks before her wedding might make, I know it wasn't your intention to hurt her, but like, okay, she obviously wanted like.
Wait, was she a maid of honor?
And she was her maid of honor.
And then she said, actually, you're just going to be
the writer, was like, actually 2 weeks before her wedding was like, actually, I'm just going to make you a regular bridesmaid. Like, so you don't have to stress about it. And then she was like, wait, what?
Well, I wonder how that was presented to her.
Yeah.
Because I think that that's a very important context. Like, did you just text her and say like, hey, you're going to be a bridesmaid now, and you didn't give her an explanation? Or did you call her or talk to her in person and say, okay, I've just been thinking, like, since you're so busy and this and that, like, I don't want to put more stress on you. And I've just been thinking maybe if you're a bridesmaid, it will be less. Like, that's a different thing than randomly texting someone and being like, by the way, you're just going to be a bridesmaid. Hope that's fine. Like, I don't know how you presented it to her, but I'm hoping you did it in like a let her down easy type of way, because I think that could also change.
For sure. Like, she could just feel, again, not that all pregnant women are hormonal, but it could be like, oh, she takes that and it's like, oh my gosh, she doesn't want to be. Even if you say it really nicely and you're like, hey, I know you got a lot on your plate. I'm just thinking maybe it'd be better if you were just a maid of honor, or if you were just a bridesmaid instead of a maid of honor. She could be already feeling the tension and see that and be like, oh my gosh, she doesn't want to be my friend anymore. And on top of that, I'm already unhappy and I'm already envious of like her wedding and stuff like that. And now I'm not even being included in her wedding. So now I'm really going to like blow this up.
But wasn't she not even a bridesmaid, the other girl?
Yeah, she wasn't in the wedding.
So it's like,
but she
why
said
do you
she
care
had
that much?
She said she had a small wedding, so maybe she doesn't have any. Because we talk about that all the time. Like, maybe you just don't have any.
Well, if you don't have any, but
she didn't say someone else was. That's what I assumed. But maybe she has someone else. I just kind of assumed like she's not having a big thing at all.
Okay, well, if that's the case, it's like,
but I don't know.
Not a big
that's just
deal.
what I assumed from that.
But I'm just saying, like, you really wouldn't have the right to be so upset and offended if like you did not include her one bit in your wedding.
True.
It's like, well, works both ways. Like, if you do not prioritize me, not that it always has to be tit for tat, but it's like, why are you blowing up over this when you literally didn't even invite me to your wedding or whatever, or you didn't even make me a part of it at all?
True.
I don't know. But again, maybe she didn't have any bridesmaids, in which case that kind of goes out the window.
Yeah, or maybe if she did have another maid of honor and other bridesmaids, then
this conversation is over. Why does it matter?
We're not even close.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Sticky. Bridesmaids
sticky.
You know, that stuff can get really sticky.
It really can. I remember having like
anxiety
a lot of anxiety about my own bridesmaids. Like, I remember there were a few people that I was like iffy, like maybe I would include them. And then I just was like, I don't want there to be so like, I want it to be a particular amount. Like, Leif and I wanted the same amount. And I just was like, I'm just going to pick these people. And I did feel bad. Like, I remember feeling guilty. Like, I feel like that person might be kind of sad.
Yeah, I know.
But it's like, but I have to pick who I feel closest to.
It's hard to when you do the tit for tat of like, well, I was your bridesmaid. Why aren't you mine? Or like, you know.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, for us, we got married at the exact same time. But that doesn't really, you know, happen all the time. But it's like, say you get married and you're super close with someone and then you're their bridesmaid. And then 10 years later, you don't really talk to that person anymore. Are they going to be your bridesmaid now? It's like, no, but they could be like, but you were mine. It's like, but we're not friends at this point. You know, if I got married 10 years ago, sure, but not right now. Like, you don't even maybe know my partner.
To at the moment.
Yeah,
of course. And I
feel like those people are the ones who get offended, where it's like, wait, we're lifelong friends.
No,
like, I don't talk to you.
That's so true. It's almost like, this is actually like a good test, because it's almost like if they're offended and mad, you're probably not going to be friends forever.
Yeah.
Because I feel like to be that volatile or like lack a little bit of maturity in that way, to like put so much stake in like, am I your maid of honor or not? It's like, okay, maybe we're not meant to be friends, because if you're going to blow up over that, what else are you going to blow up over?
It's true.
Within the next 15 years. But they were friends for a long time, so that's rough. Okay. My sister-in-law's maid of honor basically called me ugly when I was pregnant. Hi, girlies. Love you in the pod so much. My brother and sister-in-law got married last year. For context, my husband's brother. I was not in the wedding, but since I was the sister-in-law, I was looped into most of the events out of politeness. It's another story, but the bride and groom are weirdos, honestly. So my husband and I thought there might be some interesting moments during the wedding weekend. What we were not prepared for was the absolute nightmare that the maid of honor, my sister-in-law, the bride's sister, was going to be. I'm going to give fake names so that we don't get confused. Groom, who's her brother-in-law, it's her husband's brother, okay, is Gary.
Okay.
The bride is Emily.
Gary's marrying Emily.
Yes. The maid of honor, who's Emily's sister, is Hannah.
Okay.
My husband and I were staying with Gary and Emily to save money, the bride and groom. Okay. Hannah lived with them. Oh, it's her sister. Okay, I was thinking it was her friend. When we first arrived, we sat in the living room and talked with Gary and Emily. Hannah came down from upstairs, but didn't look at us, didn't speak to us, just ran out the front door. My husband and I thought it was weird, but maybe she's shy. We brushed it off and went about our stay. The rehearsal dinner was met with weird looks from Hannah and zero conversation. My husband was the best man, so he kind of had to be around her, so it made it more obvious that she was being standoffish. My husband tried to be polite and talk with her, but was constantly met with 1 to 2 word responses and failed conversations. Exhausting. Fast forward to wedding day, all of a sudden, Hannah is being best friends with my husband, twirling her hair, laughing at everything he says, the whole thing. From zero to flirting overnight. It was so weird. I would make an effort to say things to her when us three were talking, but she would literally only make eye contact with my husband, never me. I was annoyed, but I'm confident in my relationship, so I just thought it was funny and unbelievable. My husband, obviously oblivious, remained polite and kept his distance. She made a few flirty comments like, "You're so tall, it must be so comfy to hug you." And I hope I hope my kids have blue eyes like yours one day. Ma'am,
what?
You are under federal arrest. No. A few days after the wedding had passed, and my husband and I were going to surprise my mother and father-in-law with the news that we were actually pregnant. We had asked Gary and Emily beforehand and gotten their blessing to tell them once the wedding was over. Mind you, I'm in the peak of first trimester, throwing up daily, zero appetite, pregnancy tired out of my mind. Oh. Nevertheless, we were so excited to tell them and finally break the news. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get my in-laws alone to tell them, so we had to do it in front of Hannah, who's the maid of honor. We revealed the surprise, and my in-laws were so happy, crying, hugging us, making a happy commotion. Hannah looked at me like I had just killed a puppy, the most bizarre look of disgust. What? She looked me up and down and rolled her eyes. I ignored that and went about celebrating. One of the other bridesmaids from the wedding told me congratulations and said, "You're glowing." I laughed and said, "Thank you. I honestly feel so gross. I feel like I look terrible." And Hannah goes, "Well, I definitely wouldn't say you're glowing." Speechless. I don't understand why out of all the people that were there, the maid of honor singled me out. I'm literally no one to her. Just her sister's sister-in-law, who she will probably never see again. The weirdest maid of honor I have ever encountered, and I was not even in the wedding.
What? I wouldn't say you're glowing. What is the hatred? Like, she was nervous because she liked your husband or something, and then at the wedding she decided to lay it on him. Like, what is happening in her brain?
So confused at
what's the reasoning?
The flip flop too of her like not speaking for days, and then all of a sudden is just like the most talkative person in the world. Okay, I'm having a very hard. I wonder how the sister is, Emily. Like, I wonder what she's like.
Does she know?
Is she like, yeah, my sister's weird? Oh, didn't she say the husband and wife are weird people?
Yeah, she said they're weird.
Well. That tracks.
Yeah, that tracks.
That the maid of honor would also be weird, I guess, right?
Oh my gosh, that is crazy.
That is beyond. Like, I don't even have words for the type of person who would say that right after someone says they're pregnant.
This is what we always say. You think in the moment you would have just this brilliant comeback, and you're speechless. You're stunned.
Speechless.
You have nothing to say. Like, I would freeze and just be like, you're right.
Absolutely stunned. I cannot imagine someone saying that.
No, I can't either.
That's I have crazy. No idea how I would respond to that.
And I was thinking like, oh, maybe you were really pregnant and she said something about like,
oh, like any day now or something. Yeah.
Something like, oh, no, this was a direct shot. Like, you weren't even showing yet. And she's like, yeah, you're still ugly. Like, that is crazy.
Bye.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Diabolical.
I'm sure you were glowing. Your local bevy girls, that's us, have a new bev.
If you were confused, it's us.
We have a new bev recommendation for you guys. Okay, so Simply Pop. Simply Pop is a new fruit-forward bevy of prebiotic sodas made with 6 grams of prebiotic fiber to support gut health and vitamin C and zinc to support immune function. So that's why Simply Pop contains the same real fruit flavors that you know and love, and no added sugar. Makes for a soda that even a juice would drink. This sounds like heaven. Nothing I love more on a hot summer day than a sparkly, fresh, fruity drink. And this is all of that combined. They have a fruit punch flavor that's really calling my name actually right now. And it's amazing because, like I said, they have those 6 grams of prebiotic fiber to support gut health. So it's a win-win.
I love a beverage with no sugar added. You really can't beat that. They also have so many amazing flavors. They've got pineapple mango, lime, strawberry, fruit punch, citrus punch. This is perfect for well, really every day, but also just getting into spring and summer, having a barbecue or a little girls' night to have a nice little beverage with some added zinc, vitamin C to support immune health, prebiotic fiber to support your gut health. Again, no sugar added, all that. We love it. So go to cokeurl.com/simplypop to find out where you can try Simply Pop. You know we are all about that beauty that's effortless and fun, which is why we're obsessed with the new Lash Blast Supercloud Mascara from Covergirl because it provides this very gorgeous lengthening effect. This mascara super boosts your lashes with weightless length and light as air lift. Seriously, it feels like nothing is on your lashes, but the results are everything. The air whipped formula infused with vegan collagen, vitamin B5, and amino acids keeps my lashes looking long, lifted, and feeling so soft.
Plus, it's clump-free, smudge-free, flake-free, and lasts up to 24 hours because if my mascara can outlast my day, then you know it's good. I love using it to get that kind of clean girl makeup look when I want my lashes to look fluttery and lifted. And best of all, it's clean, vegan, cruelty-free, and easy to remove. So if you love lengthened, lifted lashes, Lash Blast Supercloud Mascara is for you. You've got to try it. Only from Easy Breezy Beautiful Covergirl. Okay, girls, I got a good one. My best friend got married back in 2023, and this was one of the girls in her bridal party. That I knew. Okay, a little background on this girl. We'll call her Ella. Was obsessed with guys, and I mean very obsessed. She would create AI pictures of her and said guy, and would fantasize and be very creepy about him. And we all just ignored it, thinking she'll get over it, but she never did. So a couple months before the wedding, Ella moved to a different state to live out her dream. But really moved out there for a guy. I know, worst decision, am I right? So fast forward to the wedding. When things weren't working out for her and the guy, she came back to our state, very mopey, dramatic, emotional, and just plain psychotic. She would constantly be on her phone texting people back home instead of talking to her best friends during the setup, the rehearsal, the dinner, and when the whole bridal party spent 2 hours making all the flowers. She was on her phone and not helping if at all, maybe made one boutonniere. She then wrote a message on her phone and showed it to the bride saying she was really tired and stressed and needed sleep because she was sad about the guy.
Good. Girl. At a time and place. You did it at my birthday. Come on.
She then pulled me downstairs. I forgot I still have this on. I'm like, I kind of have a headache. Oops. There goes the candles. She then pulled me downstairs and was asking so many questions since I was in a very happy relationship with my boyfriend at the time, now fiance, since I was 18. I was 20 at the time. I could tell she wanted me to say certain things to make her happy and kept trying to talk to me close to 12 a.m., which made me miss out on my phone call with my boyfriend, which it was in fact his birthday the next day, and I couldn't see him with all the wedding bustle. He was at the wedding, but I wanted to call him. Okay. What? I'm like, you're obsessed as well. I know this is getting long, but here is the actual day of events. The morning of, she yelled at me because we took an hour to do her long ass hair that never curls and they fell right away.
Did I write this in?
Then we get to the church and she was yelling at all the other bridesmaids for reasons I wasn't aware of. Ella also agreed with the bride that she'll take pictures at the reception if she didn't have to pay her share of the Airbnb we stayed at the night before.
Wait, what?
She said maybe she'll take the pictures. Maybe. It says, Ella also agreed with the bride that she'll take pictures at the reception if she didn't have to pay her share of the Airbnb we stayed at the night before.
Okay.
Still to this day, she never gave her the pictures.
Okay.
After the ceremony, she was still super mopey and during the reception was constantly on her phone and doing Instagram live streams of the dancing.
No, she was not.
And even stole my phone, which was almost dead, and used that for pictures.
Girl.
She yelled at the mother of the bride because the mother asked her to take certain pictures of the cake cutting and stuff, and she full on snapped at her and said no. What? Here's the worst part. We were all dancing. The groom, we'll call him Ethan, was lifted up by his buddies, and when he got put down, his man bun fell out. He has super pretty, well-groomed blonde hair. Please, so specific. And Ella turns to the bride and says, oh my gosh, Ethan is so sexy with his hair down on the bride's wedding day. For years, Ella always had an obsessive crush on Ethan and always made my best friend uncomfortable. And Ella even asked for details about their wedding night, probably so she could imagine herself there.
She's like making AI videos based off of
him. That's the only picture she took of the reception of him. And photoshopped herself in the photos. Fast Fast forward to now. We are no longer friends, so if you want to know what exactly happened, you'll have to do another friend drama submission because it just gets crazier. Thank you for reading my very long story. Hopefully it was not too long. I love you guys and listening to the pod.
She sounds insufferable.
Just a freaking mess.
The wedding, we've said this and we'll say it again. The wedding is the one time. Like, don't. Obviously, someone's birthday, same thing. It's like, if it's their birthday party, don't make it about you, whatever. But like, a wedding is ultimate. That's the most, that's the day where you should shut up, have no problems.
Yes.
And just don't bring your problems to the bride. Like her being like, I need to get sleep. I'm sad. Cool. Like, okay.
Yeah.
That's not, it's just not the time and it's not the place. No, and if you can't understand that, you're not self-aware.
No.
That is so crazy.
That is crazy.
Hi, angels. I love you both so much. Y'all have truly gotten me through some of the most difficult seasons of my life.
Aww.
I am the oldest child in my family, but I'm so blessed to have found two big sisters in you guys.
That's so sweet.
That's so sweet.
Love you.
Anyway, I was maid of honor for a longtime friend's wedding back in 2023. The other bridesmaids had all never been to a wedding, but this was like my fourth or fifth one. They were all awful. Told me their budgets were $25 for the bachelorette trip, but said it would be great if you footed the bill so we can still go somewhere fun.
Oh,
I'm sure it would be.
Yeah, I'm sure that would be great.
I'm sure that would be great.
$25.
I was actively looking for a job right after graduating college, so no. Told me all of my ideas were stupid, despite having known the bride for 7 years, as opposed to their 1.5, and refused to cooperate in any of the decoration plans I had made. We ended up going to Charleston, and most of us were in the Atlanta area. I wanted to arrive early to decorate and have another one of the girls drive the bride down so she wouldn't have to drive, and she refused because she wanted to decorate. The other girls either didn't have a car or lived out of state, so this left me to be the one to drive her. I still decorated because I had all the decor. The big thing was that I sent out a huge Google form document to have all the girls vote on what we should do. For our big activity, I put down a beautiful tea room, a boat tour, or a ghost tour. The girls unanimously voted for the tea room. So we get dressed up, we go to downtown Charleston, we get to the host stand of the tea place where I made a reservation that included a 30% non-refundable deposit. And the girls start saying, this is kind of dumb. I don't think we should do this. Why aren't we on a boat? And stuff like that. I was so annoyed, I started crying and the bride had to comfort me. A low moment for me, truly. We ended up going to an escape room. So glad we drove 6 hours for something we could have done 15 minutes from the bride's house. It was a week where I felt so disrespected and truly felt that way from the day I met them to the day of the wedding. The bride is such a sweet and amazing girl. I was shocked that these were the girls she chose to stand behind her on that special day. Anyway, I'm getting married next year and just know my bridesmaids will never be this way with each other. And I'm so, so grateful for girls who are kind and supportive and confident in their decisions so they don't. Oh, act like that, I think. Oh, sorry, there was a period. So they don't embarrass and hurt their friend and make her pay $125 for a non-refundable deposit on a tea room that they asked to go to.
Literally.
That would piss me off.
Oh my gosh, no, nothing makes me more mad than that. When it's like, you do all the planning, you take all this time, money, effort, attention to detail, and you get the plan and then someone tries to tweak it right before. It's like,
or it's like, we should just switch it up.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
This doesn't look that great. It's like, well, I sent you the itinerary 2 weeks ago. You should have told me then.
Yeah.
Now you have no choice. We're going to have tea, my friend.
It's giving the mental load. Like, that's what I'm thinking of is like, there's so many invisible things that you do to plan, and even the effort of going and like researching what there is in that area and then making a Google document and being like, let's vote so that we can do what you guys want to do. And then they unanimously vote on that and then complain about it and you had to pay for it. Yes. Like, you are so annoying.
No, that is beyond.
That is really obnoxious. And I would feel so
I'm
realizing
they're doing an activity. I thought they were saying $25 for a trip. I'm like,
so that's kind of what I thought too.
This is the 1950s? You think $25?
$25 will get you a matcha, mama.
Yeah, that will get you
a matcha and an avocado toast. That's what you're getting for $25. Quite literally.
What I was like, how are you going to pay for travel and like a stay airfare for $25?
Yeah, maybe that was for the activity.
Yeah, like maybe they're just going somewhere for a day or something. That's, okay.
It would be great if you footed the bill.
Yeah. So we could do something fun. Yeah, that would be great.
That would be awesome.
That is so, I'm so mad for you.
It takes so much effort to plan something, like to plan an event, whether it's your own, whether it's for someone else. And it's very obnoxious.
Especially if they're girls you don't really know that well. And so you're just having to like put up with them and try and work with them. And They're being mean to you?
No.
No, ma'am.
Oh, wow. That grinds my gears.
I know. That's
Weddings
crazy.
also, I feel like, bring out like
The cattiness.
yeah, I feel like they bring out the worst in people sometimes. Like,
They do.
I don't know what it is. I mean, I don't think it should be that way on a bachelorette trip at all. Like, I've had lovely experiences on bachelorette trips, but I just feel, I guess when you're combining so many different personalities is kind of what it is. Like, you're going on a girls trip with, you know, it could go one of two ways. It's like,
You're trying to make everyone happy, but you're especially trying to make the bride happy. But
of course,
there's also other people involved. They're paying. So then it's like you're trying to please other people, but you're also trying to make sure the bride is still the center of attention. It's kind of like messy a little bit.
yeah. And I just feel like, you know, these are also girls from all walks of life. Like, usually your bridesmaids you accumulate over time. So it's like your college friend, your
Work
childhood friend, your work friend, whatever. It's like this conglomeration of people that normally wouldn't be together. And I've heard, which I can totally understand, like I've heard some people, some brides being like, oh, it was so stressful to me to like combine all my friends. Cause I'm just like, you know, hope you guys all get along. Like,
Yeah.
even though I feel like a lot of my friends have similar qualities, it is funny how you're almost like a different, not a different version of yourself, but like different friends bring out different sides of you. And then if like they're all in the same room, it's like,
And who shall I be tonight?
who will I be? What character am I playing tonight? No,
Please
but
tell me you guys aren't going to talk. I have to talk to both of you at the same time.
yeah, no, it's, again, I feel like when you get to a certain age, it's also a lot easier for everyone to be mature. Like than early 20s or something. I feel like it can be a little bit more catty potentially, or just like dramatic for no reason. But
I think you're a little more self-centered when you're in your early 20s. I don't know. We've had some pretty bad stories of older women as well. But I think especially in your early 20s, I definitely didn't understand like the gravity of these events. Like even if one of my friends had babies, like oh my gosh, I wouldn't even have blinked an eye.
you don't even have, you don't
that
like
must have just appeared. It must be easy for you. Yes,
No.
you don't understand the gravity of the events and the special, you know, until you get a little older, you go through them yourself. But I think even if you don't go through them, even when you get older, you just understand.
Yeah. Even a wedding, I feel like when you're younger is like less big of a deal. It feels like just, I don't know. The older I get and the more mature I get, I feel like I don't even know the word of like, not respect, but I understand like how big of a day and how special that is to be getting married. And it's like, again, I'm literally just, I am a soldier. Like, tell me what to do and I'll do it. It's about the bride. It's just, I feel like it's easier to not have that mindset when you're younger too. So I don't know how old these people are, but that is very annoying. We'll come to the tea room with you. That sounds
I would love
iconic.
to go to a tea room in Charleston. I want to go to Charleston.
Same. It looks so cute.
Did we already say that? I think we said that a while ago. Maybe I said that.
I don't know.
Anyways.
Yeah, it looks so cute there. Let us know if we have any Charleston girlies. That'd be so fun to do a show there at some point.
I would love to.
I would love that. Sound off in the comments. Not one comment.
It's quiet here in Charleston for you.
Thank you guys so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed our episode. If you want to be a part of future episodes like this, go follow our Instagram. It's at What We Said Podcast. We've been posting some clips on there too. Also, you can follow us on TikTok at What We Said. We love you. And
That's what we said. Bye-bye.